What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. It's girl Slee with another message. So, a quick one. In the book of First Samuel, there is an unlikely advisor that actually saves King David. Well, he was before he was king, he was David. So this happens around just shortly after David runs away from Saul, and now he has like a team of men who are also like castaways, and they have also joined, like they've also formed a group. So there's a time where they had looked after cattle or land of a man who was well to do in an area. This man was married to a woman named Abigail. If you obviously understand the context of what was happening in his life, he had just run away from Saul and he felt there was a lot of disappointment, there was a lot of anger, but he always seek the Lord's face. But David was not perfect. He had gone through a lot around that time. And so they had looked after this man's cattle, and they had looked after his land during a time where things could have really gone south if they were not there, right? So this man is actually what you call a coward. He doesn't realize the magnitude of what they have done, and he disregards them. He talks to them as if they are nothing, and he belittles them, he condescends them. Not realizing he is talking to the future king of Israel, King David, obviously. The discernment of the unlikely advisor that was his wife, the man's wife, Abigail, quickly came to the rescue when David got wind of his rudeness to his men, and he actually wanted to get rid of him. So Abigail quickly saw what was about to happen, spoke to David, provided them with some treats, some words of wisdom, some almost like calming him down, right? And then because of Abigail's ability to discern what was about to happen and what stupid things her husband said to David, that incident actually never happened because David was then calmed down. Only to realize that later on that this man was going to eventually pass, and later on Abigail was going to marry David. What I'm trying to say is that it is so important to have people who are around you who can read the room when something is about to happen, especially if, let's say, you don't have wing of who you're talking to, you don't know the background of some of the conversations that you are not privy to. That person acts as your advisor, unlikely advisor, to tell you, hey, before you do 1, 2, and 3, listen here. And it could really avoid a lot of disastrous things that can later happen if you didn't get those words of wisdom. So my guidance is to have people around you. The book of Proverbs talk about the simpletons, people who do not think about what the actions are going to actually results to. They go with the flow. They don't challenge, why are we doing this? Why are we going here? They just do things, and later on they pay for it. So obviously the book of Proverbs, the book of wisdom, the book of knowledge, book of them. And Proverbs talks about wisdom as a shouting in the streets, always trying to tell you things to be aware of, things to be discerning of. It gives us a lot of scripture, a lot of guidelines on what not to do, right? So I pray that probably during this season of your life, if you feel like you don't have a lot of counselors or confidants or people that you can run things by, or you don't feel like you are confident to anybody, pray to God to give you wisdom, to give you understanding, to give you discernment, to be able to discern what's happening around you, so you are also aware of when to keep quiet and when to speak, and when to let things be, because there's a bigger agenda that you might not necessarily be aware of. And sometimes you might not know, but God will actually tell you to keep quiet. Have an awesome day, guys. Bye.